Why is New Zealand so depressed at the moment? Everywhere you look, it seems to be that people are feeling a little bit flat. There's not much confidence and it's all going against us. And I think when people come to New Zealand from overseas, even they are surprised at the negative nature of Kiwi people at the moment.
We are a bunch of negative Nellies, eh? Whenever you talk to people at the moment, it's just leads with the negative. Times are tough. Oh, I'm feeling this way. And we've rattled our brains, banged them heads against walls to try and unpack what is making you lot so fucking miserable.
It's a long list.
It goes on and on and on. But it's really quite sad, I find, and trying to unpack and understand it as to where it's coming from and why, because I think personally, if you're feeling flat, that's then going to lead into how you run your business, or should I say broadly your other areas of your life, which then leads into your business. And if you're feeling unmotivated, depressed about stuff, unhappy, or just generally beat up, then that's going to go into the phone calls that you're going to have with people, how you're going to interact with customers, because you're not bringing your best self to the table every day that you go. And we know with business, you pretty much got to be on all the time. And yes, it's tough. We got ups and downs, but how do we manage those so that there's more ups than there are downs? And when we are down, what do we need to do to make sure that we're pumping it back up again?
Well, last night, my wonderful partner, Taryn, had something on the telly, and it was about China.
Oh, I was thinking we're going to Love Island already. But
No, she's having a month off of that by the seams.
a month off, dry July.
Yeah.
Good on your test.
In China, something to do with Silk Road that people will probably be familiar with and already smashing me in the YouTube comments of, don't you know about that? I'm an expert. I should have my own podcast. We'll fucking start one then. Hero. How about that, eh? Anyway, that's probably part of New Zealand's problem. So many keyboard heroes out there. They're not doing anything and telling everyone else what should be happening.
We love a keyboard warrior. Show us your skills.
But the growth of China and them executing this plan, this was back in 2019, of basically where they want train tracks to go and through different countries and why, and for the number of exports and taking over certain ports and basically, having people work in this port, that sets them aside, two of the other power nations, and just you're looking at it going, wow, these people are out here playing chess when most people are playing checkers, and you start looking at it going, whoa, they're playing to a strategy. And that sort of brings me to my point that I always come back to. I just think as a country, we lack direction, vision, and strategy.
I think for New Zealand, we probably haven't even got to the checkers. We're still trying to do Connect 4. Yeah. Maybe, we're playing at the babies table because we're too worried about things that aren't important. One thing that, and I was thinking about this is going to be rash, this is going to fire up the keyboard warriors and it might get us cancelled, but I'll say it. I think as a country, we're too worried about catering to the exception, not the rule. And it's like we create these rules and the ways of doing things for the unlikely event or something that is not going to happen or not something you'd be doing business with, rather than going, okay, 90% of this thing is going to cover the majority of the people or be the solution for most people. We can get it done quickly. Let's just go ahead and move. But we slow down because there's too much box ticking. And we've got to remove the box ticking. I mean, this has got to go out to, what's his name from that Pink Party? David Seymour.
Yeah.
And,
he wants to see more productivity.
Oh, that's exactly what I was going to say. I'll see more. I'm not seeing a lot.
Yeah.
And he was the Minister of Red Tape, Minister of Bureaucracy. I don't know what his bloody official thing was. He's now Deputy Prime Minister. Maybe we could email him and say, hey, Mr. Seymour, we need to actually see more going on because there's still stack loads of red tape, which is slowing down stuff from happening. And there's all these great ideas and these brain trusts going on. And we were speaking in the office the other week about the podcast that the great Rod Drury was on from Zero. And I like the fact and I digress here a little bit, tangent, on LinkedIn. Have you noticed what he calls himself on LinkedIn as his job title?
Yeah. Chief Money Spender?
Close. Founder of Zero, and then a little bracket thing, and then funtrepreneur.
Oh, nice.
I thought that was quite cool.
Yeah.
So he's just out there having fun, doing cool shit. And he's trying to do some good stuff down in Queenstown and identified 5, I think it was, massive projects or problems that they've got and going, well, how can we solve these? And let's get some people together to make shit happen. And I think that's our biggest problem in this country is we've got all these ideas and smart people, but then you've got bureaucrats and people with opinions that don't really count, that slow shit down, and we just want to make stuff happen and get ahead.
Yeah, I think one thing I'd written down here was that we keep waiting for someone to do it for us. Oh. And I guess if you think about it at the moment, because butter's so expensive, like people, they're either stoked that dairy's doing well, and then it's like, oh, but now it's too expensive for us, so what the hell, you can't. And so then it turns into this big shit show. And then
I'm disappointed that Nicola Willis went to Fonterra and couldn't influence the price of butter. I mean, I'm not voting natural now.
Well, we'll come to that as well. But, I think I put something cheeky on LinkedIn this morning where it's basically like you've got, again, all these people that won't actually do anything saying, oh, if we want to build wealth, we've got to be an export country. It's like, bro, you've never exported fucking anything in your life, nor have you even exported any capital overseas to then grow that to bring wealth back here. Who are you to tell us that that's how you grow wealth? You put it in term deposits and property.
A professional at exporting shit opinions.
Very good at that.
Yes.
So then it's like, oh, yeah, there's the answer. And it seems that there's all of these people in New Zealand that are very good at like, this is what we should be doing. It's like, what are you doing?
And I bet you it's property related.
No doubt, yeah. But back to the vision piece, and speaking of, because obviously I've started to hear these murmurs that Luxon and the crew are only going to be a one-term government. So I need to start getting myself familiar with the red team that I'm going to be voting for.
Has the TAB put up odds yet?
They're not allowed to take betting on that, unfortunately.
And we're not allowed to bet offshore anymore, are we?
No, that's been blocked.
Yeah. Niggly. So where are we going to put our $1 odds on Chris Hipkins in Labour?
We'll find a way. If you want it, DM us. Anyway, so I had to go and listen to a podcast with Barbara Edmonds, who will become the finance minister when Labour get in.
Yep.
So I was listening through, and there was a question in there, and the question was...
Did she write the Edmonds cookbook?
I don't know.
We'll have to find out. But anyway, she's going to be our new finance minister.
It didn't sound like she was cooking up too much in this podcast I listened to. No disrespect, Barbara, but we're going to need a bit more. Because the question was, what is your vision for New Zealand? Or what is the vision for New Zealand? I think it was the, not your. And she said, that's a very good question. Now, we all know in the speaking world that when someone says, that's a good question, that's someone buying time.
Yes, that's insert pause here because I've got no fucking idea.
And that, I think, told me everything I need to know.
Yeah.
That I always bang on about. And then it just turned into this word salad of, a country with options and where this person can do it. And it's like...
Yeah, that's a shame.
Like, how at a Minister of Finance level and potentially a very important MP, do we not actually have a clear strategy from either red or blue, or as a nation of no matter who's in, of where are we actually going? What's the vision? I think there's a good lesson for us business owners too. As we've said before, you can't role model the politicians. They're shit at this. And so we've got to look at our own businesses and our lives and go, what's my vision? Where am I going? What am I trying to solve for? What do we want this business to be doing? And no wonder so many SMEs don't do any planning because we don't even do it as a national level. So then how, if we're not talking about it at a national level, then how do we know, okay, well, I'll hitch my wagon to that? And this is why I think we see people go, right, well, I've got to now move to Australia and work in construction over there because it seems like construction's slowed down. Like the narrative will be, we've got all this infrastructure to build, but then we turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, pause it. I don't do that. I'll do it now. All right, well, there's no certainty for me because there's a lack of direction and vision. Therefore, I'll move to Australia where there is more of a pipeline.
Yeah. Old Edmonds needs to go back to her cookbook and cook up a vision for the country. Maybe we could email her cookbook@parliament.nz. I don't know what her email address, but I, for one, certainly am getting frustrated at the amount of negative headlines that are out there. And it just seems like you touched on butter before, and we were talking earlier in the day, you talked about another issue of something being broken or something wrong, and it's just like whatever the previous old issue is, and now it's butter. Everyone's just hitched their wagon to this butter issue. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Maybe I'm living this sheltered, privileged white man existence. I don't know. Go for it, keyboard warriors. But amongst my friend circle, social circle, we're not talking about the price of butter. Maybe we've stopped buying butter, but we're not going out there going, fuck, you're going to the supermarket. I mean, not that I go, because I've got a wife for that. And yes, that people are going to be that sexist. Beat me up. I don't care.
She enjoys doing it, doesn't she?
She loves doing it because that's her thing that she gets fulfillment and joy out of, because she gets to get away from me and the kids and the house while I'm at home bashing the lawns.
The lawns. Okay, good. What you were bashing. Yeah.
Yeah, the lawns, mate.
Okay.
But the butter thing, and I can't remember a day in the last couple of weeks that hasn't been in the news. And the next minute, our great statistics department is releasing really late data for CPI. Yeah. I mean, we're going in for a beat up on Barbara Edmonds and not being able to bloody put a bet on Labor via the TAB, and like we're beating up everyone. So let's climb in on the stats department like we have before. The data's late, and they've said that they're going to lift their game, but we've got to wait till 2027. Was it 28? It's a freaking long time. Which, in an environment where probably a Labor government. We laid fibre across this country to get data to move faster. Maybe stats aren't on fibre yet, and the data's moving too slow to their computers, and they're still on dial-up. I don't know, but to wait till 2027 when it's all on computers. Anyway, we're getting data, and it's all pointing negative. Unemployment's crap. The CPI's crap, which means inflation's crap. Then the exchange rate's crap. Then there's trade issues going on, and war issues going on, and just all of this negative information. And it's just like, where is something positive, like you say, as a vision, not only for the country, but as individuals or families or businesses, where does the good stuff come from that's going to make you go, shit, actually New Zealand is a really cool place to be. It's a great place to live. It's a great place to work. It's a great place to do business. And yes, you can make money for doing something really bloody good. But it just seems like at the moment, none of that shit exists.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, the last person here to switch off the lights, you know?
Yeah, it's fascinating. I've had so many conversations about this from different angles recently, and one that sticks out for me was a business that's like pretty well known New Zealand wide and doing quite well.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, but we're good. We've got to be pretty quiet about it because it's just you don't want to be out there in times like this saying how well you're doing. I'm like, that's part of a fucking problem.
Yeah.
You know, but that's so New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, there's something to celebrate about. We better not because again, old hero in the comments will be like, oh, you're out of touch. Well, mate, maybe paid, I don't know. Like,
it's gross.
It's just so frustrating.
And we were talking, and I think I went, this is like a bit of a rant, this podcast, but I mean,
we'll come to some positives, of course we will.
We will, but was having probably a midweek rant on probably this issue. And I would encourage people, if you've got this far to the pod or you're watching on YouTube, take some action. And I would encourage you, let's flip dry July and just go all out August, no media. Switch it off. Delete the app. Like I've got the One News app on my phone, and I open it. And every time I open it, which is probably daily, I'm like, this is shit.
Like, why did I do this?
No, I honestly do. And there's this pattern of repetitive, but you open it, it doesn't refresh very well. It's a pretty shitty app, FYI if you're listening. And then you look at it, and just the content in there is crap.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, that's easy. Delete. See you later. And then that would be the last mainstream media news app on my phone that will go.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm hot on it now. I'm going to delete it after this. I've had enough. Like, it's just crap.
Tapped out.
But I would encourage anyone that's listening to this, like, what are you feeding yourself? What's the narrative that you're taking in? And if you're constantly feeding on to the shit, there's doom and gloom out there, and there's green shoots, but they're slow growing because there's not enough sunshine or whatever it is, and the butter prices, and then the inflation, and the unemployment, all the stuff that we're talking about, turn it off. Just ignore it. And when you go to the barbecue or the Sunday roast over at the Friends because it's winter and you're going to have a glass of fine Central Otago Pinot, and people start talking about the price of butter, you just look at them fucking confused. Like, what are you guys going on about? Well, I'm living a great life. Bring some positive energy.
I spoke to a recruiter yesterday.
Oh, here we go.
And they said to me, oh, how are you guys finding it out there? I assume, pretty slow and sluggish like everybody else I speak to. It's like, no, mate, we're absolutely flying.
Yeah.
Airborne. Going to have to work at NASA the rate we're going.
Hey, we're going to Mars.
Like, just brought a shit ton of energy.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. I was
Catches people off guard.
Yeah, and I said, but realistically, mate, I don't want to sound like a dick, so I'm like, this is years of hard work paying off, and we spend this amount on marketing, and we do this, so this, we're not going to be like accounting firms that you speak to. It's like, oh, yeah, shit, that sounds very different to the conversation. So I'm like, yeah, mate, so that's a bit of context as to why I answer the question like that. But no, I'm not, oh yeah, mate, it's pretty sluggish and whatnot. You know, I think you've got to, you get back what you put out, and a lot of us got to be mindful of the energy that we're putting out to the world.
And I think so many people, and it probably speaks to that tall poppy, sticking your head up, and you don't want to be different, where the narrative is like, you talk to people, how's it going? And it's just like, well, everyone else is like, oh, shit, I don't want to be the one that's actually sounding good and things are going well and being the only one, and then people kind of resenting you because everyone else is doing well, but I'm the only one, doing poorly, and you're the only one that's like actually positive about something. I would actually suggest, like you say, that if things are going well, freaking shout about it.
Yeah, especially because, you know, for a lot of people listening, we know, like we deal with business owners every day, and we know a lot of them are doing it tough. So you've got to take your wins when they come. And I actually said that to a couple of our clients today. They asked, you know, how we're going. I said, we're taking any win. You got to win a meat grinder economy like this because, yeah, like, you know, if you come out of it, it's like, there's a clip from years ago with someone talking about a fighter in the UFC, and they're talking about how, you know, if you make it through the meat grinder that is the UFC, like, I can walk away when you can, because you're going to have money, you've still got your brain, you've got your life, and you've got other opportunities.
You're not in a wheelchair.
Yeah. And so you've got to like celebrate that and see that. And I think, you know, going back to your All in August, you know, the other thing, maybe it's like the All Aboard, where it's, you know, share some wins and get your team on board with that, you know, and actually, hey, here's a win we've had, get your partner on board. And celebrate some of the things that are happening to encourage a little bit more of this positivity and good energy and success. Because I think we're all hoping that either interest rates are going to lower to the point where we then all start spending again and start racking up more debt, and then bid up house prices, and then we can access more, and we just repeat what we've always done and go, oh shit, things are better again. Well, arguably you could say that's not that great anyway, or that the government go, we're going to switch the tap on, and spend more money, and we go, oh, okay, it is all better again. But it's still going to be a decision. That's going to be a decision individually, which will then turn into a few more, which will then turn into a group, which will turn into an organisation, which will turn into an industry. And then as a nation, we're all like, yeah, things are going well. But there will always be people going, no, it's not. No, it's not, because it's not for me. So again, it's like, well, why are we individually like waiting for someone else to do it for us?
And I think this highlights, as business owners, you have got the best asset you possibly can. And it's, again, another reminder that your business is an asset and it gives you choices. You don't have to sit on the sidelines and hitch your wagon to the rest of everybody else's feelings about everything that's going on, which is housing. Everyone's sitting on the sidelines waiting to feel good about housing. You've got a business that's an asset that you're in complete control of. You don't need to wait for any other motherfucker. You can go, right, I just need some data and some insights about my own business, my own, 2 square feet or meters or whatever it is that I'm in control of. What insights does this share with me? What can I go out and do? What works? What doesn't work? And then go out and hit the market and go and go and go, because you're in control. You don't have to wait for your house to go up in value to make you feel good about self, to go, oh, my business is then going to be flying because everything else in the world is going well. No, flip it the other way. Get control of the business, make that go flying. That will spit out cash, and that will just give you so much more freedom, flexibility, cash. Your house isn't giving you cash. That's on paper.
Yeah.
And the government's going to tax that in time anyway, because the capital gains tax is coming for you.
Yeah. Geez, well, there'll be some announcement before the end of the year, I believe.
Has to be. I mean, Labor's tax policy is going to have a capital gains tax.
Last week, I flew to Wellington for the day and spoke at a conference. And when I was driving back from the airport, I just had my own moment of gratitude of, should I have a good life? And one of the parts of that was that on the flight on the way down, they're doing the standard spiel and you pretend you're listening at the noise-cancelling headphones aren't on. I'm like,
from your 1A seat, of course.
And they've been putting me in like 11. I'm like, oh man, Joan Lomo 11, what's going on here? Anyway, they're like, if you would like to join the free trial, you can use the Wi-Fi on the way down. I'm like, oh shit, I got my laptop. Put your laptop away, sir. I'm like, sorry. Wi-Fi, I'm like, I got to go through that punishing connect thing that you do. Nah, just connected, and then boom. It was like lightning quick, and I'm flying through the sky.
Thanks, Elon. That's Starlink.
Yeah, and then I realised, I hate Elon because I'm real negative. Shit. So I then said,
says the man driving the Tesla.
Yeah. So I snapped my laptop down and put it away and was like, no, I refuse to be part of that experiment.
Okay, Karen.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there going, this is crazy. You know, I was once a young boy, you know, Mum would come into the lounge and I'm on the computer. What are you looking at? Oh, just some study, Mum. Yeah, and it's like, you know, you got this image trying to load on the screen. You know, I'll get that down. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry, Mum. Get out. Get out.
Yeah. Of the local ag auction because you're looking at heifers.
Yeah, of course, mate. Yeah, you know, looking up some sort of share price, of course, back then, or something that young lads are doing at that age.
Yeah, of course.
17. Yeah. Anyway, and then I'm thinking, I got the internet like on this plane. This is crazy.
It blows my mind. You know, reading. I haven't yet experienced the domestic in-flight Wi-Fi. Because if I go flying anywhere, it's on the whirligig planes.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they'll get those because it'll just be smoke signals. But I remember a time where the internet was taking off and you'd have mobile phones and flying was the last bastion of complete isolation where you could go somewhere, not have a phone call, not have the internet and just switch off.
Yeah, yeah.
And people kind of celebrated that like it was a cool thing. Now all of a sudden, Elon's come along and gone, fuck you, motherfuckers.
More productivity, more work.
And just bought it. And the adoption rate of it is phenomenal, and then the fact that it's now coming to our domestic fleet with Air New Zealand, like I see that as cool. It
Yes.
really is, because it then gives people the choice. And if you're flying frequently and you don't want to be using, you know, and you want to do disconnect, put on the noise cancelling headphones. Disconnect. Yep. Make the choice. If you want to be connected and you've got work and shit to do,
Get stuck in?
dial in, get stuck in, and embrace it. But
on that, I'll tell you, if you want to feel good about your life and if you want to look for some positives, the next time you get on a plane, don't rush to board early, board late, and specifically get a seat towards the back. Now, board towards the end,
here we go.
and then walk down the aisle and have a look at what everyone's doing on their phones. And then you'll realise why you're doing well in life or why you're doing probably like they're doing.
Oh.
And trust me, you'll do it. And the first time you do it, then you won't be able to stop. And you walk down a plane and you look and you go, the news.
Yes, Candy Crush would be the other. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, scrolling, zooming in and out on people's pictures on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's loading up a magazine, already into Netflix. Escapism, entertainment, like brain rot everywhere. Then there's like one person's like sketching something or doing something, using their brain, doing something creative. It's very rare. Like most people are just these walking zombies, and then they go, yes, I would like the sugary treat, please. Oh, yes, and I will have 2 lollies as well at 10 in the morning. You know, and it's like completely normalized to rot your brain and rot your body at 10 in the morning when you're commuting to probably your next place to be or your work. So I don't know, I use that as a reminder of like, use this hour or use this time. Sometimes just chill, but I'm wired a bit different, but geez.
You certainly are, but I think you raise a really good point in that life is full of choices at the end of the day. And we can either go the easy road, which is do what everyone else is doing, scrolling the New Zealand Herald app, shit, or the TVNZ app, shit, Candy Crush, filling your mind with all of this crap. Or you can go, actually, no, pause, what else can I be doing with my time? How can I make this hour flight, 2 hour flight, 2 and a bit hours if you're going to Queenstown, because that's where all of Auckland goes, and read something, watch a video on YouTube that's going to add some value, do some learning. And you had a meeting with a client earlier this week, and I was eavesdropping because I was at my computer doing some work, and I listened to the first 10, 15 minutes before putting the noise-cancelling headphones on so I could concentrate because I'm easily distracted. That's the ADHD, folks. And undiagnosed, of course. And this business owner was, I don't know how. I don't know how. Oh, I know this is an issue, but I don't know how. And I'm just like, man, come on. Like, you've repeated this comment so many times. How can you flip this into going, I want to learn how, and we've got all of this time available. We're just not choosing to use it to actually get ourselves ahead, because I think we're just looking for the easy way. And we just want to sit back and wait for things to happen, which essentially, to Christopher Bishop's thing, want to decouple the economy from housing. We won't ever do that because we're looking for the easy, lazy way, which is sitting back. By actually having to choose to do something different, that's fucking hard.
Yep.
And you're doing something that no other person is doing. Like, to sit there, bring up Netflix and watch the Kardashians spout shite for an hour, that's easy.
Yes.
And then you're going to fit in. You'll be able to go to the barbecue and go, oh, you see the latest Kardashian episode, blah, blah, or Love Island. That's the thing these days, apparently.
Yeah.
Rather than going, actually, I need to understand my P&L. Right. On the old interweb, Chazza, what do you got for me? YouTube, what do you got for me? Learn. And in an hour, I haven't ever done it before, but I would bet my house on the fact that Chazza and YouTube will have a gazillion resources on how to answer that question in a number of different formats so that you can go away better educated to then take those learnings and apply them in your business. And once you've got the understandings to apply it in your business, then you understand the numbers and then can influence the outcome to get more money in the bank account.
I saw a Tony Robbins video the other day, and he's got 2.4 million followers on YouTube. That's it. David Guetta, a DJ, 27 million. Mr. Beast might have 450 million. Entertainment, musical entertainment. Tony Robbins, How to Make Your Life Better, 2 million.
1 million.
Anyway, the comment was liked by a lot of people, and it was basically the fact that this video has such few views tells me everything I need to know about people's desire to want to get better in life. And it's such a good reminder for all of us that are listening to something like this, that are putting our foot on the gas, that are having a crack, that are staying positive, that are going for it. You are outrowing so many lazy, entitled passengers. And that's hard hitting, but I think it's the reality. And the beauty, to give that some more context as well, we're very lucky that we have a few clients that are immigrants to New Zealand, and they can't believe how good this country is. And they're constantly messaging me, like telling me about the opportunities that they have, and I can't believe that you can do this, and it's just stuff that we would go, that's just too hard. And I think I'm starting to see this a little bit where there's a frustration around immigration because they're out working and out competing like a lot of people. And some of these immigrants, yes, they come to New Zealand with things, so then it's easy to be like, oh, well, they've already got more than me, so of course they're going to do more. And some of them come here with nothing. And I was talking to a guy the other day from Syria, and he's about to open, Iran. And he's about to open his, I think, 4th or 5th barber store.
No way.
And I'm like, dude, how are you doing this in a fucking depression, man? And he's like, I'll just get this one busy, and once I get it busy with my system, I open the next one, and I've got to open one in the mall, but the rent's quite expensive. I'm like, how is this dude learning all this shit here, man? Like, how? And he's just like, oh, it's just what you have to do. There's no other option. Problem for a lot of Kiwi people is there's so many options. So then we don't do anything. And then when we see people winning, especially in a tough time, we're like, I need to tell them why, they've gotten lucky or something else.
Or I think with the Kiwis is it's beneath them.
Yes.
That you've got to start somewhere else that's beneath you. And it might be similar to the barber thing, might be a lawnmower. You've got to start mowing the lawns. You don't end up with blimmin' 15 contractors with blimmin' 5 Ford Rangers and all of your mowing gear on day one. We've got to build the empire.
Yeah.
And it means starting on the bottom rung. And I reckon for a lot of people that have got through the school system and got their first job and then gone on and got some base level of skills and then have got something that they can go, oh, no, I can change jobs and get another 10,000. To go back a few steps to go and do something that's beneath me, no, I can't do that. We're not prepared to make the sacrifices that will then catapult us ahead above everyone else because it requires too much hard work.
Yeah, and this like entitled sort of, well, I shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
I went to uni, I got my degree.
Yeah.
I got my BA and then did a second one and then a third one and then a fourth one. Now I'm in student debt and I'm going to be a politician.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. But again, like going back to gratitude, you know, I'm very lucky I'm now living where I once wanted to live, and I try to just remind myself, I see the water, I see the beach, and I think...
Penthouse apartment life.
Yeah,
it's good.
You know, people would kill to
they
have
sure would.
the access to the beach and the water and the sea. And I see people swimming and I see them paddleboarding, and it reminds me a little bit of, you know, what you're saying about Rod Jury, where it's like funtrepreneur. We've all got to understand what fun is for us and actually go, I need to put some of that into our life, because there ain't no way that Simon Dello is going to say at 6:01 tonight, did you have a great day? Did you have a fun day? What did you do today? I hope you had a fun one. It's just like, here's 6 negative news stories to capture your attention and make you feel like shit.
Is he still doing the news at 6?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought he had binned it or got roll bowled and...
No.
Okay, I haven't watched the 6 p.m. news
Yeah.
for a very, 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 very long time.
Probably good.
Yeah, it probably is. But I think the one thing I wrote now, which kind of comes back to it, is that I think for a lot of people out there, the hack to make this work for you, I believe, is start small and practice gratefulness. Every day, reflect. And just by chance, I was sitting at the dinner table. It was the first time we'd all sat down for dinner at home together for a little while. We've had a lot going on the home front. Everyone's busy doing stuff, and we're sitting there laughing and joking. There was a few things getting carried away, and Grace was like, well, we've got to rein it in. This is not what I want to be part of. I'm like, okay, Mum, I'm sorry, because I do happen to stir the pot a little bit, as you could probably imagine. And I'm sober, folks, because I'm a responsible parent. But I said to the kids, I'm like, look, we've got all of the stuff. I'm like, you know, what makes you most happy about being part of this family?
Oh, mate, I love that.
And it was just pure, like, just completely out of the blue. But it was just
so yellow from you.
It is. Me, I was way, way out there.
Yeah.
And they were fucking shocked. I mean, I think even Grace was like kind of choking. And I was just like, love, I don't know how to do CPR, so don't come to me for trying to save your life. But we started, and our youngest child was just straight off the bat, I'm really happy because I love my mum. Like, mum's the coolest. I'm like, righto.
This went pear-shaped.
Yeah, this has gone south real fast. Next time I just won't ask. And then the son, middle child, like, he was pretty much on the same boat, but then he offered something quite funny. But the daughter, who's the eldest and now at university, first year, and has started to show some signs of growing up in maturity, and expressed how fortunate she is for everything that she's got, because she can see that everybody's obviously different in life and has got different things, and then she can see what she's got, and it's just like, oh, wow, I'm actually quite happy and grateful for what we've got in front of us, and I know where it's come from, and it's all hard work. So there's some good values and morals coming through there. So I'm like, fucking oath, yes.
Yeah, and then
we've got to turn that to commercial, get you as a business owner, and happy days.
She influenced her younger brother and sister as well, right? Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, they all get on really well. So they'll hitch their wagons and boof, off we go. So but I think as business owners, if an 18-year-old can do that, and I can't remember exactly what she said, but said it in, I thought, quite a sophisticated way for a young person. I was like, well, if they can actually take the time to sit back and look at what they've got, and pause for a moment, reflect, and go, for 5 minutes, okay, oh, wow, gee, this is cool. Well, then business owners, when you're sitting down at the end of the day, find 5 minutes. And every day, there's got to be at least one positive out of that day. And then we've said it before, write it down. Every day, write it down. And then when you're in those flat moments, go, that's right, I've got good stuff that's happening. Let's go back and read it. And then you'll be like, that's right, that's happened. And then all of a sudden you'll feel yourself lift up.
Yeah.
And it's good. That's your jar filling back up. There's your energy. Boof, go again.
Yeah, and you think about butter, as you were saying before, it's like the reverse. The media in the country is always trying to find a reason for us to be angry. Why don't we have some stories where we're trying to constantly find reasons to be happy and to be grateful? And it's like you're not even allowed to do that anymore because people are then like, oh, it's easy for you to say. And that's how downtrodden people are.
I mean, this is our year, the Warriors. I understand that they've cemented 4th place now.
Oh, look, there's still a while to go. Yeah.
Like they beat, was it Newcastle?
Yes,
at home.
Yeah.
I caught the end of that game and bits of it, but the price of butter is overshadowing the success of this is our year. And this is something that, I mean, I remember back in the day when the Warriors used to get to that stage and like everyone was on the bandwagon loving it.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a single person in the country that didn't support the Warriors. And it's like, you've never supported the Warriors before. You don't even know who the players are. That's me. Hello. But I don't religiously watch them. But there's all this negative stuff is overshadowing the positive stuff that's out there, but we've just got to find it and bring it to the surface.
Yeah, and I think the Warriors and even the All Blacks recently are a good example, excuse me, where they're giving people something to be excited about and have some fun. All of the 3 All Blacks games were sold out against the French. And the Warriors are doing well and they're getting bums on seats. And on the Warriors, I was speaking to somebody from within the organisation. They're explaining to me, obviously they have a lot of Australians that come over and they've got different sponsors and relationships and stuff. And some of the Aussies were calling them out and like, you guys are so negative. What like not just talking about the Warriors, but like your country. Like when we're here, we just notice you just talk shit about your own country, you're negative. Like, what is going on? You guys need to sort that out. And this person was saying they're almost like a little bit embarrassed internally of like, oh shit, it's bad that they're, noticing that. But interestingly, when I listen to the Aussie Warriors players and coaches and stuff that come here, they're like, this place is amazing. It's got a real family vibe, got a real community vibe. You guys you try and get on together, and you look after each other, and the pace of living is really interesting compared to where they come from, and their view of New Zealand is so different. And then they listen to us just bagging it the whole time and tearing each other down, and the All Blacks win by 40, and they should have won by 45, but what about the last kick that they missed? And it's just it's just everywhere in people's faces. So my takeaway is do some cool shit and do some cool shit with your family and with your business. And think longer term, think like the Chinese maybe needs to be the theme,
Ooh.
What are you doing longer term with yourself and your family? We're in a rut at the moment. That's all good. Things will change. But we need some positivity, so then strip the negativity out of your life. And then most people don't have a lot of energy at the moment, so buy a packet of Barocca and leave that on your desk. And then when you answer your phone, you're going to be reminded of the Barocca, and you're going to go, mate, I'm fucking fizzing. Holy shit, what's happened to you, man?
Wow, I see what you did there. That's good.
There's a photo that I can see in my mind when I go up to this house that I house it at, which I'm very grateful for. And it's behind the bathroom, and every time I use that bathroom, I normally sit down on it. It's directly standing looking at this photo. And basically, it's a businessman standing in the middle of a restaurant, and everybody's turning in shock looking at it. And the caption on it is like, when the business owner says, going really well, thanks, to the question, how's business going? And everybody's looking at them like, what? And this person's just like, yeah, it's going good. And I think it always reminds me that, we're very good in New Zealand at saying, oh, just getting by, chipping away, not too bad. And we've talked about that on a pod too. But if someone is going really well, we've made a very big habit ourselves of really well, thanks, and couldn't be better, and just a different answer. And it is almost like, tell me more. So the things that we say are very, very important. And I think we end up attracting the energy that we're putting out. So just be very mindful of that in a time like this.
My parting comment, final piece would be, don't wait for the housing market to change to make things better for you. You're in a business, go out and make it happen.
And if you want some help making it happen, as always, get in touch, nextadvisory.nz. We'd love to have you get in touch so that we can help you out.